You're welcome to the Power Circuit. It is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, so you will always be informed about developments in the Nigerian power sector. I am Amara Agugesi. Let's have a peep into the reports lined up today. World Bank supports speedy delivery of SCADA and other electricity transmission projects. TCN Performance Coordination Committee presents updates improvement targets. Itire transmission substation's capacity increases by 48 megawatts. In the interview segment, we have the General Manager, National Control Center, NCC of TCN, Engineer Biliaminu Ishola. The NCC, situated in Oshobo, Osun State, is the heartbeat of the national electricity grid, helping to monitor power flow from the generation through the transmission to the distribution assets nationwide. Ensure you stay for the interview session to be more informed about the Nigerian power grid. The World Bank office in Nigeria has pledged to increase support for the speedy completion of the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition Tool and other electricity transmission projects. A team from the World Bank disclosed this at a meeting with the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. In line with this, a demonstration of the SCADA operation has been successful at the 330-132-33 kV Gwagwalada transmission substation in Abuja.
The World Bank team was at the company to follow up on transmission projects funded by the bank and also to evaluate the execution of the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition project, which has progressed significantly under the TCN World Bank Project Management Unit.
It's always exciting to see you and make progress on the different projects that the World Bank is collaborating with TCN. First of all, we just want to thank you so much. We get a good collaboration not only from TCN but from the PMU as well.
In his remarks at the meeting, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, noted the significance of the meeting, especially in facilitating the various ongoing projects funded by the World Bank.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me welcome you to TCN.
Thank you.
I want you always to be our frequent visitors so that you can tap us out of it.
Following the World Bank team's disclosure that it was backing the proposed integration of more solar energy by operators into the national grid, the TCN head said the company was ready to ensure that it was implemented successfully.
This is a good proposal. His own department system planning, they are the one doing all those studies. Okay. But for the previous studies we did before, we found out that our grid can take 10% of the power we have from the grid. Now we are generating around 5,000. It means we can only take 500 megawatts. So this is the situation. Okay. Then apart from that, there are a lot of companies that got license, to produce solar in Nigeria. There are the prominent ones around 13 number, which we have been going to dealer for those meetings. All of them are thinking that once they finish their project, they are coming onto the grid. So it means we have to do a lot to reinforce the grid to make sure that it will carry more solar than it is now.
The General Manager System Planning, Engineer Kabiru Adamu, noted that a study is being conducted to determine the capacity of solar energy that can be integrated in the national electricity grid per time.
We are already running a study in collaboration with LANNA to be able to establish what quantum of solar the grid can conveniently manage.
Yes.
And the outcome of the study is what we expect that will determine how much we can integrate per time so that it will not jeopardize the stability of the grid and that TCN will be able to win it without any constraint. So whatever figures that comes out from the study, it is expected that TCN's grid will be able to absorb it and deliver it to the end users.
Also speaking on the SCADA, the General Manager Program Coordination for PIUs at TCN, Engineer Aminu Tahir, said the project is being implemented in earnest and will be ready for inauguration soon.
At the Nigerian power sector, operators set specific plans on how they can improve their organization's performance on a short-term, medium-term and long-term basis. The Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN is taking these tasks very seriously with the setting up of a performance coordination committee. This committee had its meeting at the TCN corporate headquarters, where it provided updates on the implementation of TCN's performance improvement plan to the executive management and heads of departments of the company. The Power Circuit reports.
The Performance Coordination Committee, led by Engineer Kabiru Adamu, said the objective of the meeting was to review the progress and address potential bottlenecks to ensure efficient project delivery through the performance improvement plan.
So that PIP forms the basis for providing the performance improvement plan, the performance improvement of TCN over the next 3 years by delivery. And it has a few targets that I envisage that by the end of the 3 years we should be able to improve delivering wheeling capacity, additional wheeling capacity, system reliability, and reduction in system losses. So within the process, based on the guideline, consultation took place.
Based on the plan, power transmission projects were categorized into two for effective implementation and monitoring.
2 categories of projects were defined from the TCN submission. One set of projects are the ones that had to be implemented directly by the TCN IGR, which is the tariff, and another set of projects are to be implemented through the other sources. And within those other sources, we were able to get all the already secured donor-funded projects to be approved as part of the things that TCN is to deliver as part of its PIP. So the SLA projects, the World Bank, METAP, the JICA, AFDB, and all AFD projects were all considered as part of the other sources that TCN should implement projects to improve its performance.
Engineer Adamu stated that there are set targets for TCN in the implementation of certain power transmission projects based on the provisions of the multi-year tariff order. The official also called for heightened action to deliver these projects.
The TCN capacity for delivering projects has been put to test because we have been given a set of projects that have been prioritized for TCN to implement within the next 3 years. And we've been supported through the tariff for funding the implementation of these projects.
On his part, the Executive Director, Finance and Accounts, Mr. Chukwuka Ochije, assured on doing his best to accelerate the task of Performance Coordination Committee.
To me, I believe in implementation. We have talked so much on this PIP. We need to be told where are we? Where are we getting it wrong? What do we need to do to fast track it? A committee has been set, I'm sure, but what is the challenge of the committee?
Other management staff present at the meeting made their contributions and comments towards presenting a strong front for the accelerated implementation of the TCN's performance improvement plan that will last for the next 3 years. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz reaffirmed the management's commitment to the successful implementation of the performance improvement plan.
Thank the committee, especially the chairman of the committee. So it's time for us to stand up and make sure that we do what is expected from us. There are some projects that are almost completion. Even though they are not under PIP, we are not going to leave them. We are going to find a source, the ones we call low-hanging fruit. We will not just abandon them, we will find a way to make sure that they are completed. So this is what I'm assuring you. So, and as he has said in this issue of our tariff, once we are not performing, our tariff is going down.
The Power Circuit continues right after this break.
Did you know that our high-tension transmission cables are built to withstand high temperatures, except artificially induced ones such as fire? Did you know that burning bush or refuse dumped by TCN's transmission tower base or along the transmission line's right-of-way is an offence? Did you know that the fire can cause high-tension transmission lines to snap and fall to the ground, electrocuting living things within the line radius? Did you know that extreme fire can cause the legs of transmission towers to buckle, and that buckling of the main frame of a tower will lead to its collapse and may even pull down other towers along that transmission line's route, causing untold damage to the line? Now that you know, TCN is calling all citizens of Nigeria to please desist from destroying our collective national investment. Be careful. Do not set fire on trash or burn bush beside transmission towers or under electricity lines nationwide. Help us preserve the transmission grid and save the nation from blackout.
TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
As a testament of its commitment to sustaining an increase in power transmission capacity, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has energized an additional 60 kV ampere power transformer at the 132 kV Itire transmission substation in Lagos State. This has increased the substation's bulk power wheeling capacity by 48 megawatts, the Power Circuit reports.
The supply of electricity is an essential service for residents and business hubs across nations. This is why the Transmission Company of Nigeria prides itself in prioritization of energy capacity increase across its substations nationwide. While you must have seen the routine capacity addition, the latest of such is at the Itire transmission substation. According to the Assistant General Manager, Transmission at the Akongba sub-region of TCN, Engineer Funmi Ekoko, the additional power transformer will increase the total energy output available to the distribution company from the Itire substation for onward supply to consumers in the environs.
We just energize another 60 MVA 132/32 kV transformer to replace old 30 MVA. It's an upgrade from 30 to 60. Initially, we have 130 MVA, that is 30, 60, 40. But presently now we are having 260, 2x60, and 1x40, making it 160 MVA.
A lot of communities within the environs of Itire transmission substation will gain by having improved electricity supply to them through the distribution companies servicing them.
Right now, the community that will benefit from this additional 30 MVA is Akwapa, Oshodi Express people, that is Akota, Agopala Way, Itire, Amuwu, Sele Express, and Idisha people. Basically, Eko and Ikeja are involved. They both have their feeders right here at Itire.
The additional 60 MVA power transformer installation and its energizing was realized through the World Bank project for TCN that targets the expansion of power transmission substations nationwide.
Here is the interview segment of the Power Circuit. Today we have the General Manager, National Control Center, NCC of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Biliaminu Ishola. At the NCC, which is located in Oshomo, Osun State, the national electricity grid activities are monitored in terms of power flow from the generation through the transmission to the distribution centers nationwide. TCN is accelerating the delivery of the supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA tool. What would be the impact of this?
As the name implies, the acronym is supervisory control and data acquisition. It provides feasibility of what you are control at National Control Center. It's principled. As I said earlier, if SCADA is working in the network perfectly and we are able to see the entire network, you will find that the collapse will reduce to minimum, and analysis of any disturbance will be done very well because you are able to see, you'll be able to know where the problem is and what caused the problem. And you'll be able to know how you can mitigate that kind of a problem in the system. You know, the SCADA, which is supervisory control and data acquisition, is very, very important in any power system of the world. That will say that Nigeria system, presently, the management of TCN realize that the present SCADA we are using need to be upgraded, and the government through TCN they have spent money to have a well modern SCADA system in our network, so that the issue of system collapse, system disturbance will be a thing of the past. And you know, people have been trained on it, many more money have been spent on it, and the equipment have started coming, and the installation have started. We have started the installation, and we hope within this year, ending of this year or early next year, the job will be completed, and the electricity industry of Nigeria will have a better look, and issue of system collapse will be something of the past.
How does the National Control Center manage relationship with key stakeholders?
The National Control Center, as I said, they are the nucleus of nurses, and they need to relate to both GENCOs, TSP, and also they need to relate to the Distribution Company of Nigeria. And we have a cordial relationship. There's a department called TDP, Transmission Data Processing at National Control Center, which more or less monitor the activities of the distribution company, look at what they are taking on their feeders, compare what they nominated and what we give to them in the allocation. There's a cordial relationship, and the cordial relationship will be continue improving better. And there's a department in National Control that really charge, you know, to liaise with the Distribution Company of Nigeria at National Control Center.
There have been actions to stabilize the national grid. How does this work?
The Mama Reserve is also me putting a unit, a generator on free governor mode. But you know, there is, I believe, engineering has solution to all problems. And Nigeria problem can only be solved by Nigeria, not by external. You know, the manual of TCA just deem fit that this primary reserve, we should observe it in our network. And you know, I was made to be the chairman with two people with me. We walk around the generators with their OEM, and nearly all the units in the grid, we are able to put them on a free governor mode. And you know that there's a range within the frequency range in accordance with grid code, which say that the frequency range will be 50 Hz plus minus 0.5%. That is, it should be within the range of 49.75 Hz to 50.25. There was a time we were able to achieve up to 90% of it. There's a warp frequency range 2, which is 50 Hz plus 0.4%. That is between 49.8 to 50.2 Hz. Do you know that there was a time we were able to achieve 80%? But during that time, we have abundant generation. Free governor in essence is more like a primary system that regulates automatically as the load is changing in different network. I mean, a generator is regulating as the load is changing from a different side, so that at least as the load is changing, the generator also will be changing with the load, and that one will give you a stable and reliable and secure grid system, which we have achieved. I said, if you can have gas and that gas is constant, we can still achieve better results.
That was an interview with the General Manager, National Control Center, NCC of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Biliaminu Ishola. Technology is key, and that is advancing electricity grid reliability in Nigeria. Let's have a recap of the reports. World Bank supports speedy delivery of SCADA and other electricity transmission projects. TCN Performance Coordination Committee presents updates improvement targets. Itire transmission substation's capacity increases by 48 megawatts. We have an interview with the General Manager, National Control Center, NCC of TCN, Engineer Biliaminu Ishola. He spoke about using technology to improve the reliability and efficiency of the national electricity grid from these facilities situated in Oshobo, Osun State. TCN has made this episode and the previous ones available for you on the TCN YouTube channel. Kindly connect with TCN on all its social media platforms by liking the TCN page on Facebook via Transmission Company of Nigeria. Also follow TCN on X, formerly Twitter, by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. Experience TCN and its activities on Instagram as you click TCN_Nigeria. Please send your observations and comments by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. And for more information about TCN, visit the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. Do you want to get information about TCN on the go? Then www.tcnnews.ng is also another site for you where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please keep up the good work in protecting power transmission lines, towers and substations in your community. With your support, TCN has heightened collaborations with security operatives, and gains are being recorded in nabbing those perpetrating these acts of vandalism. I am Amara Agugesi. Hope to see you again.